Good morning and welcome to day number 26 of our celebration of Christ. We're in Luke chapter 23 and reading verse 33. And it reads, "And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, there they crucified him, and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left." Hello everyone, I'm Carol and welcome to Uplifting Home. And welcome to this absolutely gorgeous December the 25th day of 2025. You'll be seeing this video on the 26th tomorrow, but it's like 70 degrees out here on our back porch and it is just gorgeous. So praise the Lord. All right, so today's video, we're going to talk about popcorn again. Let's keep that theme going. I had some questions and I wanted to make sure I got those answered thoroughly for you, and hopefully it will be a helpful video. So let's get started. And if you hear any bumps and bangs, my husband is working here beside me, putting in new outlets here on the back porch. So that's what you hear if you hear kind of a shuffling around and things going on. First off, thank you for your questions. I enjoy answering questions. I enjoy learning from you guys. So thanks a lot. Now we'll jump right in. Like I think I already said, I have 10 questions to answer. We'll start with number 1. What popcorn do we use? I like Anthony's Organic Yellow Popcorn, these 3-pound bags. I get several of them and store them in the freezer. They keep for a very long time and always have popcorn on hand so I can make it quickly and be out of the kitchen in no time. Which that leads us to question number 2. What method do I use to pop our popcorn? Now, I've had hot air popcorns in the past over the years, popcorn poppers, I should say, and I've had them all the way from $5 all the way up, to more. And I have found that the really cheap ones can give some problems. And so this time around, I've had this one for years as well. It's a Cuisinart, and I have really had good results from this one. It's got a nice wide opening here at the top and an easy measure. So you put this much popcorn in and you have the perfect amount. And so this is the method I use for all of our popcorn for years now. And it is a Cuisinart, but any of the better made hot air popcorns, popcorn poppers will be just fine. But hot air is how we do prepare our popcorn for flavoring, or to eat just plain, or to eat with just butter drizzled on top. Anyway, a little lemon juice on top of that. It's all really good. Question number 3, why do we need to temper the chocolate for the popcorn? Can't we just melt it, drizzle it on the popcorn, and then just eat it? Or can't we just drizzle it on and put it in the freezer or the refrigerator until it gets nice and firmed up, and then take it out and serve it? And all these things, well, sure, if that's if that's the purpose that you made it for, if that satisfies and is what works in your situation. The reason why I say on the video yesterday to temper the chocolate is because in our case, I wanted the popcorn to be able to be stored at room temperature and also be able to be handled without getting that chocolatey, melty on your fingers and your hands. It works perfectly for gift giving. So if you have somebody in mind that you want to give a gift of this popcorn to, it's really, really helpful to temper the chocolate, because then you're assured that the chocolate is going to be nice and firm, as long as it don't get too hot, when the person receiving the gift opens it and uses it. So tempering the chocolate, whether it's white chocolate or dark chocolate or in between, any chocolates, is a really good idea, especially if you're going to be wanting to store the popcorn at room temperature or to give it as gifts. Another thing is that the chocolate at room temperature, if it's not tempered, sometimes a pure chocolate can get kind of moisture, I guess is the word. It can cause the popcorn to go soggy, especially after a few days or if it's in a warm room. So that helps to protect against that as well. So tempering your chocolate for gift giving or to store at room temperature is a great idea. Question number 4, what are some uses for the flavored popcorns? Now, one of my favorite things that came to mind when I decided that I wanted to do these 5 varieties of popcorn on one video is it reminded me of those old-fashioned, I don't know if they still make them or not, but the holiday tins, big tall cans of popcorn, and they have paper cardboard dividers in them where you might have cheese and caramel and plain, buttered, or whatever, different flavors of popcorn in them. That's what came to my mind when I got the idea of doing 5 flavors in one video. I thought that would be great if you needed like a gift for someone and you had a tin, whether it's the great big ones or whether it's just a small like cookie tin. You could fill that with 2 or 3, even 4 different varieties of the flavored popcorns like we made yesterday and give that as a wonderful gift. You could put the popcorn just one flavor at a time into those little cellophane party bags that you twist and tie at the top, and give like as a housewarming gift, or someone has you over for dinner, has like a little gift for the host. And they make great snacks for the kiddos, their school lunch boxes, or just to have a treat after school. These types of homemade popcorns are great to have on hand just as a healthier version without all the preservatives and additives and colors and a ton of salt and sugar and things put in them, just to have on hand in case you want a healthier version of a popcorn snack. How do I store my unpopped kernels of popcorn? And I think I touched just a little bit on this. I like to keep my bags in the freezer all the time. Even if I've opened a bag, I like to still stick it back in the freezer. I just find that the popcorn pops a lot better, and I'm always able to have it on hand and don't have to worry about going out and purchasing popcorn. It's always there. Of course, popcorn is dry, so it naturally has a long shelf life, just stored in like an airtight container right there on your pantry shelf. So it's easy to always have unpopped popcorn kernels available to you anytime. Question number 6, can my dog eat popcorn? Now, we used to, years ago, have a little one, just like the ones we have now. And he loved popcorn. He would jump to get it. You could toss it to him and he'd catch it in the air. Our 2 little ones now do not need either one of them. Neither one of them, I guess. Neither one of them enjoys popcorn. They just don't like it. You can offer it to them. They'll smell of it and then turn away and walk on. They have no interest in it. But yes, dogs can eat popcorn in small amounts, and it's advised to just give them air popcorn with nothing on it. So plain air popped popcorn just with nothing on it, especially no salt, no butter, no anything like that. Now our pups eat butter. We we think it's fine for them, but you know, to do the research, it says to be cautious about anything added to the popcorn. So there you go. Yes, your dog can eat plain popcorn in small amounts. So question number 7. I want a lighter version of popcorn, not the heavier versions like we made yesterday. And I say, well, yay. That's what I consider an everyday popcorn treat. And that is popcorn popped with the air popper. That means it's just popcorn, nothing added. And if I want kind of a saltiness taste to the popcorn, I just kind of drizzled on a little bit of lemon juice right before I eat it. You can't put anything like lemon juice on it and then store it. It will get soggy. But a little bit of lemon juice, a little spray of olive oil, and a little bit of Italian seasoning or whatever kind of spices you like makes the perfect light version of a popcorn treat. Question number 8, and this is one question that I do not agree with the Google answer on this. So, okay, here's the question. Can you freeze flavored homemade popcorn? Google says, yes, you can. After it's cooled, stored in an airtight container, place it in the freezer. It says it's best if you eat the popcorn straight out of the freezer before it thaws. When it thaws, it starts to get a little chewy. Now, my version, my personal opinion is no. I would never put our homemade flavored popcorns in the freezer. You have to remember that moisture is the worst enemy to popcorn. So I would not take a chance on my precious homemade flavored popcorns that took energy and strength and money to make by placing them in the freezer. I just wouldn't do that. It's way too easy to make them and have them fresh. They do stay fresh on the counter in a airtight container for, I know, at least a week or more, because that's been our experience. But I don't agree with the Google answer of placing the flavored popcorns in the freezer. Sorry, but maybe you'd like to do that. Question 9, where do I get my food powders that I used in the video yesterday? I prefer to get them, and it's so much easier to get them by ordering them through Amazon. And I have the links to the ones that I always get in the description box below of this video and of yesterday's as well. But the first one was, well, this is not in any particular order, but the tomato powder. Now, I got the great big bag, and I can store that in the freezer. I haven't yet, but I can store that in the freezer, and it will keep for a very long time. You can get a smaller bag, and I do think that's the link that I included in the description box. The other is the lemon juice powder, and this also Amazon, and I like it that you can get organic options. Very surprised when I discovered that you could get the organic cheddar cheese and many other powders, and I would like to do a video on all the powder collections that I've collected in the last 6 months or so. And very surprised about the organic cheddar cheese, because I went to look for powdered cheeses that you could use in macaroni and cheese, and especially last winter I was experimenting with cheese crackers, homemade cheese crackers like Cheez-Its, and I noticed that it was very important to have a cheese powder to add to those crackers. So when I went to search for a cheese powder, I found that the ingredients were horrible in most commercial cheese powders. But this one that I use, and I have the link for, organic cheddar cheese powder, wonderful, wonderful ingredients. But you certainly can keep an eye out when you're out shopping in your supermarket and your local different variety stores to see if maybe some of those places carry some of these products. Like I said, you can store them in the freezer. You can store them in a vacuum sealed canning jar, or those plastic bags that you seal with the airtight, suck the air out kind of situation, for a very long time because they're dry and they're powdered. Question number 10. When I make the popcorn, do we use salted or unsalted butter? Well, for our household, of course, we use unsalted butter because I'm really sensitive to salt and I try to avoid salt whenever possible. Now, if you are thriving eating salt, then salted butter is perfectly fine. In fact, it's very tasty, I'm assuming, with all these different flavors of popcorns. So it's your choice, it's your call, salted or unsalted. So maybe you guys can help me out with learning more about popcorn, such as what flavors are you enjoying? What methods do you use to pop your kernels? Are there any other flavors that you'd like me to experiment with in future videos? I'm here to serve in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, to help whenever I can Christian homemakers to never feel alone and to know that your work is essential in the eyes of God. So Christian homemakers, carry on in the faith, singing his praises as we work to create clean, nurturing, encouraging, Christ-based homes, right? So we'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Love you guys. Take care. Bye now. Okay, so I would not take it. So homeowners